Well, diplomacy is like a salsa dance. It requires timing, chemistry, and grace. But when the two dancers are Emmanuel Macron and Donald Trump, let's just say the rhythm is a bit chaotic. Once again, France is slipping offbeat from the Western Bloc, trying to play peacemaker just as the US decides to crank the war drums louder. On 1st of July, French President Emmanuel Macron picked up the phone and rang none other than Vladimir Putin. The first such call in over 2.5 years. What followed was 2 hours of surprisingly civil and apparently fruitful dialogue, tackling Ukraine, the broader security theater, and most importantly, Iran. Forget what you heard about the unity within NATO. Macron, forever the European rebel, urged Putin to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine and restart negotiations. The Elysee Palace issued a firm yet friendly statement saying Macron reaffirmed France's unwavering support to Ukraine's sovereignty, but also stressed the need for lasting settlement of the war. Putin, of course, didn't shy away from laying blame on the West for the prolonging of the war. But interestingly, both sides agreed to continue talking. Yes, talking, something that Trump and both Biden claims that he's a master of, but rarely delivered anything without any drama. But what caught our attention is not Ukraine at all. It is actually Iran. Macron slid Iran into the mix. He proposed France and Russia coordinate the efforts to de-escalate the tension around Tehran's nuclear program. Now that is not just a casual suggestion, especially when days earlier Trump ordered major airstrike on Iran's nuclear sites. And Macron, well, he was already publicly speaking about zero uranium enrichment and reviving the nuclear deal. Now it is no secret that Macron has had his eyes on Iranian nuclear ambitions for a while. France, being the nuclear energy king of Europe, sees the potential in a peaceful Iran, both as a strategic energy partner and stabilizing force. Macron's dream? Well, a non-nuclear Iran with full international cooperation. Whereas Trump's approach is very simple. Carpet bomb first, talk later. And let's just not pretend that Macron's sudden phone diplomacy doesn't come with some extra sauce. This could be Macron's mini revenge for what happened in G7 summit when Trump snubbed him. French officials, including the foreign minister, have openly suggested that the only way forward for Iran is to involve in the International Atomic Energy Agency, not just American bravado. The IAEA, they say, is the guardian of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, which keeps the rogue states from triggering a nuclear domino effect. France fears that Iran might leave the NPT altogether, which would make the Middle East even more hard to solve. Now here's the twist. Macron's overtures aren't about just peace. There are strong whispers that France sees Iran as a future energy partner, especially as Europe keeps trying to wean itself off from Russian oil. That means if Macron can't broker calm, France gets to come out smelling like diplomatic roses while securing long-term energy investment. And what is Donald Trump doing? Well, he's tweeting about Israel, flying to NATO summits and telling the reporters he's looking into ceasefire language. In a classic Trump style, he also casually dropped that he had a call with Putin and he might work with him on Iran too. But let's be honest, the man is currently thriving on uncertainty. This is definitely not the Donald Trump we knew in 2017. Meanwhile, Macron is already drawing up blueprints for future talks. In short, France is also doing what he always does, trying to play the bridge between chaos and diplomacy, between Trump's sledgehammer and Russia's cold calculus. But make no mistake, if it all blows up, the world will look at Macron and say, Mon ami, this one is on you. Until then, the man is dancing. Whether it is to the tune of peace or political theater, only time will tell.